Hello and welcome to Reginaldesq. I'm Underhook and this is how to get mastery in artillery. I've finally worked out the secret formula. Now even if you're not an artillery driver, it might be worth watching I've got two games for you. The first one I don't get mastery, but I do a lot of damage. In the second game I do less damage but I get mastery. So it would be good, even if you don't play artillery, to watch and see exactly how artillery is rewarded and what they're rewarded for. And it will give you an understanding of why artillery would target you and how to maybe avoid being targeted. And how, so it tells you exactly, basically WG is telling you how they want you to play artillery. If you play it that way, you will get mastery. If you don't play it that way, you won't. The artillery piece we're using at the moment is the M4043. I just did a review of this recently. Here we go. I'm aiming at the back of the T30 because I want to hit the engine deck. I actually don't. I think I clipped the top of his turret and we splashed the other tank as well. So we damaged two tanks there, which is always a good thing. Moving after my first shot, just in case I'm getting counter-batteried. Normally don't get counter-batteried up here because not many people look for artillery in this position I'm in, which is one of the reasons I go for it. We have a smorgasbord of tanks to shoot here. Now as you can see, I'm targeting a tank here that is not actually on the front line. He's a bit behind the front line. Where see the AMX 5100 there, which is a lovely target to hit by the way, because it's got no armor. And that was a direct hit. That was a direct hit. It was either on the Lowy or the T30, I'm not sure there, but it was a direct hit, so we would have done a fair bit of damage with that shot, probably. Sometimes you don't on really heavily armoured targets, but anyway. So I'll tell you what the secret formula is. The secret formula is, it's all about the stun. So, they don't want you to just do damage, they want you to stun tanks that are on the front line. So, just stunning a tank, you don't really get much for that at all. But if you stun a tank and your teammates damage that tank whilst it's stunned, you get a big reward for that. Oh, that was a lucky AMX 5100, we didn't hit it. So yeah, basically that's it. So what you want to be doing is not aiming for tanks that are, say, protected by a hill, like I'm going this guy here. He's behind the hill, so no one's shooting him at the moment. Aiming at those people is no good. What you want to be doing is, even if the tank is heavily armoured like that Object 277 there, you want to shoot it because your tanks are in a position to shoot it. So you want to always be hitting tanks that your frontline tanks have a chance of shooting at. Because if they shoot it and penetrate it while it's stunned, you get stun damage. It's very similar to spotting damage for a light tank. You know, light tanks, it's hard for you to do enough damage to just get mastery on damage alone. But if you do spotting, and tanks are shooting the tanks that you're spotting, that is, of course, you get assistance damage, and that will help you get mastery. The light tank, very similar with artillery. If you just rely on damage, it's very hard to get mastery on damage alone. You really need to get assist damage. Now, in this particular game, I'm really just going for damage. I'm not thinking about assist at all. I'm really just going for whatever I think I can hit easily. So I'll let the shell go here. Nice hit, 423 damage. Good hit on the Progetto there. So in this game, I'm tier 8 to tier 10 game. So I'm getting extra XP because I'm tier 8. And I'm doing quite a bit of damage. We've racked up 1, 2, 6, 7 that we know of so far. But we know we've done more than that because we saw a direct hit go in. So yeah, that's the formula to get mastery, is really hit the tanks that are on the front line. Even if they are heavily armoured. Because you get almost as much XP for stun damage as you do for actually destroying or damage, you know, for damage. Now, of course, sometimes you'll have games where you damage everybody on the front line, but no one on your team shoots them. Just like when you're spotting, you can have, you know, half the team spotted for the whole game and get 0 spotting damage because nobody shoots the enemy because they're just hiding behind rocks. That can happen. Unfortunately, not much you can do about that. So the idea is that really, if the arty's just going for damage, he's just going to shoot like this guy. He had quite a bit of his health left. Oh, we've been spotted. Run, 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 run. The other thing about this game is never give up. Progetto 46 has spotted us and shot us. I'm just running down the hill because it's my quickest way to run. I fully expect to die here, but I'm not just going to sit there waiting for reload and hope the bushes are going to cover me. I'm running to try and get into cover. So I go this way to click myself a Progetto. I've been spotted again, so now I've decided to just move forward, try and get behind this building. I'm really worried the Progetto is just going to move forward here and kill me. But I'm not throwing my life away here. I'm doing the best I can with what I've got. I'm going to pre-aim on the bush here. Enemy artillery, M53, 55, which I think is the tier 9 version of this arty, the next tier up. Splashes us, but doesn't do too much damage, only does 68. But we only have 105 hit points left, so we're in trouble here. So I'm just waiting. Any second now, I'm assuming we're going to die here. So apart from the fact of where to go on this map, position yourself, how to do damage, this is also a lesson in don't give up just because you got hit in arty. Sometimes, you know, I see people, you know, at the end of the game in artillery just diving in the water and stuff like that. And really, hey, even if you can ram another tank, because you never know, someone's just going to miss or anything can happen. It's always worth going for a bit of extra damage. So right now, I'm not obviously worried about stunning or doing anything else. All it is at the moment is just self-preservation. I'm just focusing on that bush. I'm in TD mode. And I'm hoping that he gets spotted by someone else or myself before he kills me, basically. Now, as you can see, we've only got 1,339 damage showing, but we got that direct hit earlier, and we also hit that charioteer there. And I'm pretty sure when I looked at my post-game stats that I did about 900 damage to that tank. So, yeah, we really smashed it, poor guy. Charioteer not very well armoured. I might speed this up. Oh no, we don't have to. Inden, Panzer. There he is. He's seen us. Oh yeah. Now, we only did 2 hit points of damage just then. So I think another one of our other tank, that Progetto there, shot him just before I hit him. But I think, even looking at that closely, he may have actually shot at us and missed just then. But anyway, there you go. Unit artillery, don't give up. You never know. I'm going to speed this up to 2 times now because we're getting near end game here. The enemy team only has 2 tanks left. We have, what, 6? Oh, I haven't got the tanks displaying. Yeah, so they've only got 2 left. We've got this Progetto here. Let's see if we can... Oh, am I still on 2 times? Yeah, sorry, I'm still on 2 times. Fired a shot here. 309 points. We get the killing shot there. It was very nice. Now they've only got the T110 E4 left. I'm just aiming in here now, waiting for the gun to load. Will we get the final shot? No, we don't. Game over. Alright, so now let's have a look at the stats. And by the way, if you hear whistling noises, I apologise. It's super, super windy here. This has been a really windy year. And it's whistling through the windows and stuff. So nothing much I can do about it, unfortunately. So it was a class 1 in tank, so it was a good game. We got a Gauze medal, which is the medal you get for doing more than 8 times your hit points in damage. That's a bit of a giveaway to how much damage we did. And there we are. We finished on top for XP on our team. I think we finished on top for damage as well, doing 3,211 damage and getting 4 kills. Pretty good game. So, 9 shots fired, 4 direct hits, 7 splash damage, because a couple of times we hit multiple tanks, and 3,211 damage. Let me see. We received 1 hit, yeah, we knew about that. 7 vehicles damaged, 4 destroyed. We did 120 seconds of stun, which is not bad, but we only got 283 stun damage. So while the tanks were stunned, only 283 damage was done to them. So we were shooting tanks that were mostly not quite on the front line. They were like in cover when we were hitting them. And so the other thing is too, if you're killing tanks, like if they're lightly armored tanks shoot and you kill them, then you're not going to get any stun damage because you're actually destroying them. You're going to get damage, but no stun damage. So to get mastery, you don't actually want to be killing tanks, which I know sounds weird. But you'll see in the next game how different it is. So just remember, I was bottom tier. I did the top damage, finished on top for XP, 1050, 3200, got a Gauze medal, but it was a class 1. So now we'll have a look at the mastery game. Okay, so this time the map is Melanovka. Once again, we're a tier 8 in a tier 10 game. It's the same artillery I'm in as the M40, M43 tier 8 American artillery. So this time we're going to see we'll get mastery. So yeah, I should get the same amount of experience for stunning and for hitting as I was getting in the last game, because it's the same tier spread. Different map. So we're moving into position. Now, when I did the review of this tank, I said that I didn't like the tank, and I still actually don't like it. I'm just actually still playing it because I've got to get enough XP to get the next tank in the line. But I'm doing a lot better in it as far as win rate goes. My win rate was, I think, 48% when I did the review. It was 45 and I got up to 48, but now it's 53. So I think I had a lot of bad luck in this tank when I first started playing it. I've played 109 games now, but my damage ratio on this tank is the highest of any artillery I've ever had. So my damage ratio is actually 6.3, which is, for me, very high. My destruction ratio is 1.86. So the tank that I think is the best arty in the game at the moment is the M44, which is a lower tier tank, but my damage ratio on that is 5.43, so a fair bit lower, but my destruction ratio on that tank is 2.03. So the destruction ratio is still down in this tank a bit, but I'm doing a lot of damage in it. Anyway, searching for a target, I'm looking for a scout tank. I'm trying to find out where the scout tanks are. And right about now, yeah, someone's put a message in their scout in the midfield. So they must have been spotted while they're driving across. So I just take a blind shot at that bush, just in case the scout is hiding in that bush, because nothing else has been spotted for me to shoot at. AMX has been spotted now. I'm moving around a little bit just to make sure I'm not getting counter batteried here. Tank has a fairly long reload, so you don't really lose anything by moving around a little bit. So what happens in this game is I end up trying to focus on tanks that are on the front line, whether they're well armoured or not. So this M46 Patton, very good medium tank. I think I've done a review of that. Is that the tier 8? Tier 9, yeah, I think I did a review of that. Anyway, we get a good hit on him. Fortunately, we don't kill him, so he's stunned. And our tank was going around the corner there, and I think it finished him off. So we would have got a bit of stun damage there. So the aim time on this tank, it says it's listed as 5.6 seconds to get to 60% of your aiming. I'm sure this guy's still in the bush because he wasn't moving and we direct hit him. We'll get a bit of damage for that one. Yeah, he either didn't have Sixth Sense or he was spotted and he thought, oh, it's gone away, so then he just stayed there. But I just assumed, no, he's in a really good bush, he doesn't want to move, so took a chance and it paid off. Can't quite hit this guy, so I'm just pre-aiming in case he moves. I really want to get rid of him because I don't want this this line of defense to go down, because basically they'll come around the back and kill me. So this is a bit of self-preservation here. He's nearly dead anyway. I take the shot here, and it misses by a mile. I end up stunning my own tank, who then gets killed. Oh dear, that was not good. Yeah, hit the other side of the building. I typed in sorry, but anyway. I now see a message here, Artie, please focus on the IS-7. So I decided to stop trying to farm damage like I normally do, and I think, okay, and I can see there's a lot of heavily armoured tanks in the front line, so I think, alright, I'll comply with that request. Because I don't, they have got a lot of tanks on this line, so I'm just waiting for the gun to finish loading now. I think, oh great, he's going towards the other tanks, so we might get multiple damage here. We stun the Type 4 and the I-7 and just do damage to the I-7. The Type 4 is very heavily armoured. But as it turns out, we've got some very good tanks on our team up there. We've got a fair few tanks up there, and they're doing a good amount of damage. So particularly when you see like a big build-up of enemy tanks and a big build-up of friendly tanks together on a front line, this is when you're going to get a lot of stun damage, even if their tanks are heavily armoured. So trying to comply with the request, I'm still going for the IS-7, even though I would probably get more damage by aiming further back and splashing multiple tanks, but there you go. We stunned 3 tanks there and did a little bit of damage. Good chance that somebody's going to shoot at least one of those tanks and we're going to get some stun damage. Well, this IS-7 is really getting in a bad position now. So nobody's stunned at the moment, but we're going to keep. I'm going to focus down this IS-7 because that was the request, and I can understand that request because I've said it's a pretty dangerous tank. Just waiting for the reload, and let's take him out. Now we also splashed the VK there. You can see he's on 9 seconds still of stun, so hopefully somebody will shoot him. One of the good things too, and one of the things that does help your team a fair bit, when you're stunning tanks on the front line, it slows their reload way down. It also slows down their aiming time, and but slowing their reload and aiming time right down means that basically you're reducing the firepower on their front line. It helps your team a lot. I'm thinking about eliminating this VK as well, so I'm thinking, yeah, we might as well get rid of it so that gun's out of the game. So we go for that and eliminate it. So I'm playing a very unselfish game here, and I'm really trying to just help our team win. So it just seemed to me at that point in time it was more of a service to the team to take him out rather than trying to farm damage. If I was trying to farm damage, I'd be shooting at full health tanks. So now here I'm thinking the Type 4 is very heavily armoured, but he's nearly dead. I've got a chance here maybe to splash 2 tanks, which would be good. But I decided to go for the kill on the Type 4, but it looks like we might get some damage on the other tanks as well. Well, I don't think we did even a point of damage to the Type 4 there, but we splashed 2 tanks. So we've stunned 2 tanks. So hopefully somebody got the Lowy there. I don't think anybody did any damage to the Type 4. Maybe we wasted that shot, I don't know. This, by the way, is an artillery driver's dream, all these tanks bunched together like this. I'm waiting, I'm hoping, waiting for the reload and hoping the other tanks are going to get close to the Type 4, so if I do take it out, it'll splash them as well, but I decided, no, we're just going to take the Type 4 out. VK moves back, which is great for us, so he actually gets stunned. And we do manage to get rid of that Type 4, helping our team out a little bit. So he got shot there while stunned, and it was a pretty big hit on that VK. So whilst playing this game, I thought, I'm having a bit of an average game. I'm just trying to help the team, and, you know, I'm not doing much damage. I'm shooting heavily armoured tanks. But, you know, we'll help the team win, so it's okay. Just waiting for the reload. It's pretty long reload on this one. I indicate there that I'm shooting, and I shoot too late, so we don't get anything there. I do, as you see, I do like to press the T key, which indicates to my teammates that I'm shooting at a tank or I'm shooting in an area of the ground, so that they know, yeah, not to go there. But even when you do it, you see people, you know, at the end of the game, you say, I'm shooting, you fire, and they decide to try and ram it, and you hit them. That's how it is, I guess. So T10, pretty quick tier 9 heavy tank. Whoa, he gets eliminated. Not much armor. That used to be the IS-8. The T10. I think it's a bit improved from what the IS-8 was. It's got better armor now. Better side armor especially. Alright, we've got ISU here. It's been hit. I fire. And wow, the shell takes a long time to get there, but we do splash him. Somebody please kill him. Beautiful. So we get a little bit of splash damage there. So yeah, if it's 5.6 seconds to get 60% aim, I guess this tank takes around about 10 seconds to aim, to fully aim. Has penetration of 52 millimeters and does an average damage of 1050. I see that tree trunk go down there, so I prepare my aim, but I decide to go for the mill rather than the artillery there. Two reasons for that. One, that was a direct hit, and no stun damage. That's bizarre. Direct hit with 0 stun damage. That does occasionally happen. Maybe we stunned him and it's not showing up. He may have had a spore liner to reduce the time of the stun, but the minimum stun of this tank is 14 seconds. So even if he had a super heavy spore liner which reduces it by 50%, we still should have got a minimum 7 seconds. So I don't know why that direct hit gave us no stun. Maybe it did give a stun and it didn't show up. Who knows? Anyway, end of that game. So, as promised, that was a mastery game in the tank. We didn't get a Gauze medal this time, or any other medals really at all. We finished second on our team for XP. The guy who finished on top, have a look, 7,487 damage. Wow, what a game. We finished with 1,263 experience, which the last game we did 1,050 experience. So that's well, that's an extra 213 XP. But the last game we did 3,211 damage. This time we did 2,721. So about 500 more damage in the last game. But we got more XP. Tier 8 and a Tier 10 game in both games. So what happened and why? Well, we fired 13 shots. 5 were direct hits, 11 splashes, which is pretty lucky. The last game we got 4 direct hits, only 7 splashes, so that helped a lot. Those tanks were bunched together. So the lesson here, by the way, if you want to avoid artillery fire, is whatever you do, try and avoid being near another tank if you're on the front line. So if you're in the front line heavy, try not to be near anyone else, because if you're near anyone else, artillery is almost guaranteed to target you, because the more tanks that I can splash simultaneously, the more stun damage I'm going to get, the more XP I'm going to get, and the more likely I am to get mastery. Whereas if I go for a single tank on its own, even if it's slightly armoured, I might blow it up and do a lot of damage, but I'm getting no stun damage on that tank. So if you're in a heavy tank, don't bunch up on the front line. Try and stay away from the other heavies if you can, because artillery will love you when you bunch up on the front line. The other thing is try not to stay on the front line too long. Maybe move back and forward and move around a bit. And let other people take the hits as well. So 8 tanks damaged for 3 destroyed. Well, last game it was 7 damage for 4 destroyed, so very, very similar. This game, 200 seconds of stun damage. The last game was 120 seconds of stun, sorry. So it's not damage, just how long, many seconds of stun we did. So we did a fair bit more stun, about 40% more stunning time in this game than the last game. Damage to enemy vehicles stunned by us was 2,655, which is pretty big. The last game it was only 283. So we did more damage, but this game we did, what, 2,300 more stun damage, or assisted damage is basically what it is. And we caused 13 stuns. In the last game, I think we caused 7 stuns. So really that's where it's at for artillery. To get a mastery badge, yes, you want to do some damage, but you really want to get a lot of stun damage. So to get that, you need to be hitting tanks that are on the front line. It doesn't matter that you're 2 tiers down. Just hit the tanks on the front line. It doesn't matter if you're not doing massive damage to them all the time. If you just keep stunning, you'll do some damage, but it's really that that stun damage massing up that seems to make the big difference. So I hope that helps if you're someone who wants to get mastery in artillery, and I hope that helps you too if you're getting smashed by artillery all the time and you want to know how not to get smashed. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe to Reginaldesq and have fun.